You know, if everything could be exactly how you want it to be, what would life look like for you? And if that doesn't match up with what you're doing,
if what you're doing now doesn't match up with that ideal,
right, then you realize there's a gap between the two.
Right.
And you've got to enter that gap and go across it.
What's up, y'all? This is Tyron here at The Journey, and I'm excited who I have today, which is my man, Paul Collins. I know him as Chris Collins, and we go way back to 2000, what,
2006?
6?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because so we met each other at Bible College in 2006. He was in his second year. I was in my first year. And that year, 2006, really 2007, that fall and that spring, obviously, we won a championship on the basketball team. And so we got our rings right here. It's crazy, right?
Know.
We here. So what's crazy is this thing says 2007. That's like 11 years ago, 10 and a half years ago.
Wow. It's it.
Right? And so even after Raymond graduating, we still were, linked up, living together. This is before we're married, and then we've done youth ministry together. We've been in plays,
coaching,
right? So this is my guy. This is my dude right here. So we're just gonna get into it. Where we are now. Now he has worked a job. We've worked all our lives, but he's worked a job, and he decided to leave. Actually, how long ago was it when you left? You were at a warehouse job.
Yeah.
When did you decide to leave there?
How long? About 3.5, 4 years now.
Oh, okay. And he's also a fighter. Okay, that's what's crazy. Mm-hmm. So he's a fighter. Now, what kind of fighter are you?
MMA fighter, mixed martial arts. Yeah,
mixed martial arts. So, just saying, he knocked the dude out with a kick. Just saying. But
oh man.
Like, what made you step away from your job? I mean, you have a family, you're married, you had a kid at that time, one kid. Mm-hmm. So what made you decide to do that, even though you had things to provide for? Because I told before in past videos that, one thing I was thinking about was like, man, I'm supposed to take care of my house, my home, my wifey.
It's crazy.
Just you're thinking about all these things that you need to do and take care of, and that's sometimes what keeps people maybe a little bit longer some places than what they want to be, because responsibility. So
it was wild at first. Well, let me backtrack. My dad, Pops, I remember there were times whenever he was driving for Port Authority, Pack Transit, and I would drive along with him, and on his breaks, on his layovers, so he had what was called a swing shift. Mm-hmm. He would work a certain amount of hours, have a few hours off, then go back to work. Mm. Well, there were times, and even if times were hard, couldn't get it, couldn't have the gym membership or maintain it, I would see this dude work out with what's around him. You know what I mean? So, for instance, on the bus, you have those railings that people hold on to on the opposite sides. This dude, on his break, he'll take, he'll wipe the bars off. He'll get the little pamphlet deal, little bus schedule, and he'll put them up there using his handles, and he's doing pull-ups right there.
Your dad?
Yeah, my dad.
Wow. I mean, his dad now how old is your dad again?
54.
Now, when if you ever see his dad looks like he's probably like 40. Maybe not even that. Maybe even. I mean, he looks really young. Like his mom and dad. His little boy is swole still. Like
So, he definitely keeps himself up, and I'm glad, and I'm really glad that he instilled that in me. Mm-hmm. Just because it helps, and we were talking about the call, is really helping me to not just eliminate excuses, but find a way. You know what I mean? So
what's up, y'all? Man, eliminating the excuse, right? By making a way with your surroundings. Powerful thing, as Paul talks about his dad. Now I want to remind y'all, okay, on our YouTube page, don't forget to subscribe, share with friends and family, co-workers, whoever. Also, we have a Facebook page. It's called The Journey. It is a group page, a private group page. You can go ahead and send a request, and I'll add you to the page. Also, at the Y. As y'all know, I am a trainer, group trainer. Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5:45 a.m. and then on Saturdays at 10 a.m. So make it out to one of those days to the Hutchinson YMCA. And man, we're gonna get back to this convo. What a great convo with Chris, expounding and talking about his dad. And so we're gonna get back to that. All right, holla at y'all. Peace.
Even when, like I said, if he wasn't in the gym or there was a lot of things coming up with school or the scheduling, he was going to find a way to work out. But he instilled that, and it was important to him to keep his body up. We have so many individuals, parents, whatever the case may be, that their body's breaking down because of lack of movement, busy schedules, whatever the case may be.
Right.
And everybody's busy, but to instill, this is what I want to do, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to push no matter what to get it done. Man, that ministered to me. So anyway, long story.
That's PC Fit right there. See, he's so passionate about the health of people, their intake. We talk about it all the time, but their activity on a daily basis. I mean, this is PC Fit. I mean, this guy is passionate about personal training and fitness. Obviously, y'all know from my last video, I've entered obviously the fitness world too as well. And so he'll get hype about that. He'll get off on a trail on that.
I will get off on a rabbit trail.
But no, it's a good trail because we're talking about
relative.
fitness. It's relative to all of this. Like if you're not in health, how can you really make a step?
Well, because my dude, fitness,
journey, right?
because fitness is not just this person aesthetically they look good. We're talking about there are so many. I tell certain clients that whenever you don't feel like working out, whenever you don't feel like doing certain things, you meet this person inside of you, that you have to face. It's not about working out. It's about mentally pushing, from here's my goal. I'm not here, but this is where I'm going to be. So from the start to the finish, this person who you become in between is everything, because if I can do this when I don't want to, then I can do absolutely anything. There's going to be a learning curve. There's going to be times where you're going to be sore. You're going to have to adjust your diet, your sleep, whatever the case may be. Small goals leading to the big goals. But of course, I'm passionate. We're passionate about fitness.
Well, we are.
Because the fact that, once again, they have unnecessary sickness in their body, and they're being put on medicine that if you just get rest, just eat right, stay active.
Fix your diet, right?
I mean,
change what you're eating. Change your eating routine.
We're missing stuff with our kids. You know what I'm saying? We're missing stuff in just regular activity because we feel lousy.
Right.
We feel horrible.
Right.
And so fitness is one of those things to where, no, I'm not doing this. So I can say, I can do this. No, it's for purpose. If my body is in a position to where it can go, I can go fulfill my purpose. And you were talking about at my old job, I remember just going in the back like, man, I need to do something. So I was in the back, I was looking around, and then maybe hit some push-ups, pull-ups, and there was a few times it could have been a safety hazard at first, but I was just like, it's just me. I'm gonna just go ahead and find a place.
Like my dad did it.
Boom.
I'm doing it.
I'm going to do it.
I watched my dad do it. Why can't I do the same thing, right?
Why can't I do it? Especially when it starts to hit your mind. Why aren't you doing it? Well, I might be a little tired or whatever. Man, you can do something. You can do something. Especially, I've seen so many people at those type of jobs, their body is broken down. Hard workers. You feel what I'm saying? These people that they're gonna cut for you. They're gonna do. They're gonna be your friend, whatever the case may be. But their body is breaking down. So when I get off work, I can't do anything or I feel horrible. Man, miss me with all that. So I remember I was back there working out, and this one gentleman, he comes up to me and he was like, man, you know what? I've been looking, to get in shape. I've kind of been up and down with it. If you're willing, if you're willing, man, maybe we can work out together. And we started doing it. But then it started to, that spark started to really catch flame. And
throughout the job,
other people finding out what's going on. And so you would have, at certain points, and of course the numbers are going to waver, especially when you start to get serious about it.
Right.
But I mean, we would have like
fade off we
would have like close to 20 people back there from all different departments.
Wow.
And sometimes those jobs are, whether plant jobs, whatever. A lot of people are they're segmented. You might have the engineers here, you might have the warehouse here, machine shop here, whatever.
Right.
People from all of the different varieties of shops were coming back there and working out. And bro, it was wild because I'm like, oh snap! And at first you weren't really supposed to, do that.
Right. So you're already like
you're tripping a little bit, like
crossing the lines.
You're crossing the line a
with
little
your job and like, okay.
So it caught
at some point,
right.
I need to release this so I can just go full out into this.
But I still wasn't even fully thinking about it.
You wasn't realizing what you were doing.
I honestly didn't realize it, man. Like, because it was happening. And so I found myself, I would go home and be like, what are we going to do tomorrow? You know what I'm saying? What are we going to do? How can we build upon this while I'm at work? You know what I'm saying? So eventually HR found out about it, and our safety, our safety supervisor found out about it. And so they had pulled me in. Wow. They had pulled me in and started talking about it. So I was like, oh snap, it's about to get real.
Dang, I'm about to lose my job.
Like you losing my job exercising. Like, what in the world? But I get it, especially if certain things break code or whatever. Safety, because obviously safety is there to keep us safe. But anyway, we sat down, we talked, and we're like, man, we're really happy that that this is happening, but we want to stay safe. So they gave me their rules. Hey, as long as you don't violate this or this, you can do whatever. As long as you're back in on time or whatever. And bro, it got so wild that during our lunchtime, I mean, people that didn't, even if they forgot their tennis shoes, we'll go out there, run a mile or something in boots. You know what I'm saying? Like that reminded me of coming up. If I ain't got no hoop shoes, but someone's gonna spark up a game, I'm gonna play in what I got.
And the polos. The Lolos,
Timbos, whatever you gotta do.
Right.
And
East Coast is Timberland. Here true. We go. Y'all know we go Polo, Ralph Lauren.
But I gets down with that though. I gets down. Remember, I had the black ones.
Right. So, okay, obviously we're on a little rapid show, but listen,
it's all good.
He's from PA. Okay, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Okay, Steel City as he calls it, and I'm from here. So from here in Tulsa, that is. I grew up when we wore polos as our boots. Or we used to call them Lolos, right? Polos, okay? But he's from the Berg, and on the East Coast, as maybe y'all know if y'all watch any type of videos or whatever, music videos, they wear Timberlands over on the East Coast. And so he didn't even get his first pair of Ralph Polo boots until here, when he got here. And so... and actually, I never had Timberlands until I met him when he got here. So crazy wasn't happening. I got my first Timbs. He got his first Lows. So, but whatever. Why? I don't know why, but that's important.
That's for you.
Timberlands and polos. Okay.
That's for you.
But something that you said earlier that really touched me a lot is when you said it's not about. Fitness is not, I got to go to the gym and work out and this and that.
Yeah.
It's about purpose. If a person is purposeful in their eating habits, right, in their eating routine, if they're purposeful in their routine to the gym, just going to, not because I got to work out because this is what I'm supposed to do, but you're working out because it actually makes you a better person, well-rounded, all-around better person, so that you can take on the journey that's before you.
Yeah.
Now, what's crazy about his story is that it reminded me of back on my bridge projects. For some of y'all who used to follow the bridge, there was this topic I had where I talked about the Karate Kid moments of your purpose. And see, this guy was in here doing it before he even realized that he was even doing it. He didn't realize he was even actually doing it. And it's like Karate Kid on the first one, the classic.
Yeah.
Not. Even though I like the Will Smith joint, but
I do.
No, that one goes hard.
It does, but
Daniel, son, and Mr. Miyagi, but Jackie Chan is my man though.
But that's my dude. But
on the 80 joints, he's waxing on and waxing off, and he's getting to this frustration where he's like, I didn't come here to do all this slave work, but not realizing that he's learning his art.
Yeah.
And in that moment, it's like Mr. Miyagi was like, okay, now you're ready to actually go into some martial art training. And so it seems as if with your job that you were at, you were going through these reps, not realizing that you were building an art, and then you were actually ready to take off and launch, like I talked about last time. And so don't take those moments that you're in now lightly, because you are working on art. But there will become a time, like me and obviously Chris, where you'll have to make that step away, right? And go fully into, what I call the journey. And we're all on the journey, but you get more finer in tune with that journey. You know, it comes from here and it gets laser beamed there to be focused on what it is and what you are, who you are, and what you're growing to be. And so, man, so what now? So you're fighting, and you're training. Now, what's your obviously your personal training is PC Fit, and then you train out. When do you fight? How does that go about?
Well, first and foremost, you know, I the martial arts school that I'm at is Team Impact in Broken Arrow, Main Street, Broken Arrow. So go ahead and get there. You already know what Impact. It is. Yeah. I mean, it makes a whole lot of sense. Team Impact.
Team Impact, man. You heard it right there from Chris, man. That's who he trains with. They're located in Broken Arrow on Main Street. And so for those of you who are in the Broken Arrow area, interested in martial arts, definitely pay a visit to Team Impact, where Paul trains at, and many of his other MMA colleagues, and those of you who are in Tulsa as well, stop by. Also, you know that Paul Collins also is a personal trainer. It's called PC Fit. Definitely contact him if you're interested in getting some personal training and some accountability and someone to really walk you through as far as your diet and being more disciplined when it comes to your body and activity. And so we're gonna get back to this convo, man. It's been great talking with my man Chris and just introducing him to you guys. And we're talking about the call. You know, this is chapter 1, the call, and this is part 3 of the call. And then next week it'll be just myself kind of wrapping it up with the call, and we'll go on to our next chapter in a few more weeks. So getting back to this conversation with my man Chris Collins, and I'll see y'all next time. So, question I want to ask you: how do you know that something's calling you? Because I've had a few people talk about and wonder, is everybody called, right? What is the call? What is a call? And I've explained that before, that a call is something that's calling you, your passion, right? Something that's within you that's calling you out to, in a sense, really give attention to it. Like, hey, I'm here. This is who you are. This is what you are, and come after me. This is your passion, your desires, your dreams, those things you've pushed back. That's the call. And so, how do you know that you're called to something, or how do you know that something is actually calling you personally?
Me personally, well, it's funny to a degree, because I think you would hit the nail on the head at a certain angle as far as finding your niche, something that stirs you up on the inside. I'm not just talking about, oh, this is kind of something, you know, that would be good to do. This is something that I'm kind of interested in. I'm talking about you see it and it motivates you. Like you said, it's a passion type of thing, you know, and I've noticed with the calling, when you are, how can I put this? Whenever you are living your life in such a way that, how can I put it? How can I word it? Whenever you're not scheming in life.
Schemes. Now we will have to explain.
It's going to be a whole segment on schemes.
We have to explain this word schemes, because it's very, I know we're laughing, but it's very serious. So, go back to that phrase scheme. We'll touch on a scheme, okay? Go ahead.
Scheme, and what I mean by that, we want to do right by people.
Right.
And we want to do what is going to help build people. And I've noticed there's been obviously times where I haven't been doing that, you know, or just had a selfish approach with certain things, or your mental state. If I'm a fearful individual, that can hinder, you know, the clarity of my calling, you know. But to get back in root of what we're talking about here, clearing yourself and doing things that are good, doing things that are goodwill towards people.
Purposeful,
respect, intentional,
right.
all of those things.
All these things are
get the mud off
habitual,
the windshield, if you will,
because
that helps towards your calling. And there were times where I definitely, you know, was not on that path, and that made things harder to see. the purpose, but it brings everything inward, you know, and it to a degree makes you selfish and you don't even know it, you know, because you're looking for yourself. I'm gonna say this: fear, apprehension to the point where you don't step out and do anything is selfish. And I know that sounds harsh, but it is selfish because you're thinking about yourself only. What in the world? Like, okay, well, what's going to happen? A lot of us think, well, what does so and so think about me, or am I going to be able to maintain this, or I didn't grow up that way, or I didn't have the money doing this, or if I didn't, there's no way I can do it.
It kind of reminds me of that thing when you say selfish not to do it. It kind of reminds me of when Coach messed our minds up when he said this. You know, he said, you know, for you not to shoot the wide open shot, that's selfish. And you're thinking like
that messed my head
well, no,
up.
hold on. I'm thinking me being unselfish is passing it.
Yeah.
I'm sharing the wealth of the gold, as we say.
Yeah.
Sharing the gold, you know. But he said, no. If you don't take the shot that's wide open, that's being selfish, because all you can think about is, I don't want to miss it, or what if I'm just gonna get past it, and that's being selfish because you're still thinking about yourself and thinking about what your results are going to be, and I mean, you got to take the wide open shot. I mean, life is wide. You know, the path is wide open, right? The path is wide open, and the ball is, you know, in your court, right? That's funny. We have so many stories about how he phrases. Okay, so when he laughs, it just goes to that. But
we'll talk about it.
The ball's in your court. In terms of the ball, is your passion, your desire, and so you're wide open. Just take the shot.
Take the shot.
Take the shot. You know, and that's the learning curve, is being able to make that step to take the shot. Right. I stepped out. That was my shot, and that was the learning curve. And I was like, oh, okay, this is possible for one. And then number two, I can do this. I'm going to do it. And then get to a point now, it's like, I am doing this. Okay, I'm out here. I'm doing it. Right?
To your point, you get into a flow. Because I'm telling you, when Coach told us that so many times, because say we're in practice, a game, whatever the case may be, he might swing it, you know, somebody swings it to Tyron, or they swing it to me, and I'm like, let me go ahead and pass it. When you start to get into a flow, with that comes confidence. That confidence to literally step out and do what you're designed to do, but also, why am I not doing it? Take the risk, take the plunge. Well, the one thing that fighting has taught me, or that is teaching me, where sometimes you're grinding hard in practice. You're going against people who have more experience than you, or the task at hand is very tough. If you're laying on your back and someone has a dominant position over you, our coach are telling, get off of the floor, get up. It's tough to get up. Get up. Well, it's tough to get up. Get up, keep working, keep going, and you start to get into a flow. Just like you were talking about, if we swing the ball and you're wide open, it's the natural flow now is whoop, 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 pow. Now I'm into the shot. Right. Now I'm going to take that shot. Right. They're as far getting back to the calling though. Study your craft. There's so many of us that, okay, now that we know, okay, I want to do personal training or whatever the case may be, whatever it is that you're doing, you just don't stop at here's what I can do or here's what I'm limited in, you know, as far as doing. Like my wife's a nurse, okay, and she has continual education that she has to do to keep up with the times, to stay relevant. You know what I'm saying? To see what's out there. These things not only keep you current, but they also help to shave off weak areas and areas that haven't progressed. You know, as times change, just like basketball is totally different. When Kobe first came into the league, there was a certain era that was leaving, but that was still apparent. Then his era, and then the new style, the new game that came in. He was relevant in all of those for the most part. And so knowing the calling, I would say, is once again, clear your mind. You know, I at one point allowed too many outside things to cloud what I was doing. That can help to delay things. Once again, skew your opinion on things, and once again, it makes you take a selfish approach. And when you do that, your call is bigger than you. You know, it's bigger than you. We're thinking about. Most people are thinking about what can I do to be secure.
Is bigger than you. That is big.
It's bigger than you because just like the school that I train at is team. It's team impact.
Right.
So, but obviously you do have to take
Not
an
me
approach of,
impact.
not me, but the team.
impact.
So therefore, even with what Coach was talking about, if I don't take that shot, I'm hindering the team. If I practice that shot continually, there's a flow. And we've worked hard and you've positioned yourself to do so, you have to pull the trigger. So therefore, there is that aspect of selfishness. You know, you're building yourself so that you can go out and help others. And it's weird how that works because we're champions now. We have to individually work on our game.
Baby. 2007.
To 2007 to bring it to everybody,
Yeah.
so that we work together as a unit.
Right.
What you've done individually, what I've done individually, what they've done
Now that
individually.
has to merge.
Now it has to
Fuse
merge.
as one unit.
Yeah.
Pushing something.
And here's another thing. I'm sorry. I'm
come
so
on,
sorry.
come
Here's
on,
another
come on.
thing. Because you know we're in fitness and we love sports. We grew up playing sports. Obviously, we played in college, things of that nature. Y'all got to stop discrediting sports. If y'all do it, well,
Only if you do it.
only
Don't
if
discredit
only
sports.
only if you do
All
it.
right.
Just
And
like
that's all we're gonna say on that, because you know what?
we're gonna-
There's a whole. But listen, don't discredit the sport. Don't discredit the
Yeah.
athletes and the time they put into their craft.
Yeah.
You know, the Bradys, the Kobe's, the Mannings, and these names are people that
Man.
y'all know. So, man, this has been a good time.
Yes, sir.
And we're gonna get back at it again very soon. Man, if we ever get me, him, Arthur in the same building, man, it's the wisdom in this house or this video or wherever we're at, right?
Hey, well, yeah.
It's gonna be crazy. So
Arthur
I'm
Graham,
gonna work
boy.
on that, okay? Because we all three played at the same school, right? Which is crazy. At the same time together, and we won together. So this is Tyron and Chris Collins here. Here at the Journey, saying take the journey and make that step. And
Yeah.
we'll holler at y'all. Peace.
It's on.